there's actually data to back it up that you're right.
Wow.
There are not a lot of bigger female YouTubers right now.
Hopescope is one of the fastest growing female YouTubers in the world, and in this podcast she answers the questions why all the big YouTubers are men, but also she explains how we can solve this problem. Why there is the biggest YouTubers in the world, they are not girls. Tell me.
Awesome, I'm excited to be here. I mean, we're just jumping right into it,
Yeah,
huh? Why are the biggest YouTubers not girls? Okay, well, I feel like there was a time on YouTube where females really dominated the space, like with DIY, crafting, the hauls, the makeup industry, but I don't know, it just seems like a lot of girls, women have kind of moved to the short form content recently. Like, it's not like they're not creating anything, but it seems like they're just on other platforms. They're on Pinterest, TikTok, Instagram, but there's not a lot on the YouTube platform. Okay, there's a crazy statistic. Tyler, let me know if I get this right, but there are...
By the way, Tyler is outside the camera, your husband.
Yeah. Is it a million views per month?
Yeah, channels that are. Let me hop in here.
This is her husband, ladies and gentlemen.
I can sit right here.
Oh.
So the stat is channels that have a male audience, so a predominantly male audience, that get over 1 million views per month. Right? There's about 9,000 of those channels on YouTube right now. Male audience, male viewers. I'm not talking about the creator being a male or female. I'm just talking about the audience being male or female. So male audience, 1 million views per month. There's 9,000 of those channels. Female audience, primarily, getting more than 1 million views per month. There's only 890.
Wow.
So there's 10 times more male, predominantly,
So it's a
viewed channels.
problem.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I think we're all noticing it, but like, there's actually data to back it up that you're right.
Wow.
There are not a lot of bigger female YouTubers right now, especially lately.
And then viewers altogether on the platform, 55-45 is the split male.
Yeah, like
Okay.
it's almost
Yeah, that's good
50-50. So
Just to
the
get-
opportunity is there for there to be larger female creators, but why aren't they? That is the big question.
Okay, do you think you touch on it a bit? I was not aware that they are. You are right. Like, there is a lot of big creators on TikTok, like Addison Rae, the D'Amelios. There is so many people, like girls creating content. But maybe the barrier to entry on YouTube, it takes a lot more time, or I don't know. Maybe is that the
So I've talked to a lot of
By the way,
female-
Hopescope, she is a YouTuber with millions of views
I'm trying.
on her YouTube channel, so she is the best person to discuss this.
I'm working on it. I have really big YouTube goals, and this is the reason why. I want to create an absolute YouTube empire, and not because like I care about saying I'm the best. Like, I want to create an empire because I just want to prove to other women and other girls that it's possible. Like, we were just at a conference and I spoke, and the amount of girls and women that came up to me and they were like so happy, like almost in tears, that like they were just so happy to be represented at a conference like this, and it was so inspiring to see another female, I guess, doing well on YouTube. It was really, really cool. So that's why I'm passionate about this. Like, I know there's some women that get really bitter and they get very like, I hate men, let's take them down. And I'm like, it's not that. There's plenty of room on the space, but I think we do have to figure out what the issues are. And I've talked to a lot of female creators, and there seems to be a pattern, whether it's female creators or female businesswomen or moms. Girls are expected to like do it all and be superheroes. It's not cool to have a team. You know what I mean? Like, when you think of the biggest guy YouTubers, they usually have like a crew or a team, but you can't think of very many girls on YouTube that have that. I don't know why, but that dynamic's just not there. So they get burnt out. Like, if you think of Emma Chamberlain, for example, I think she's opened up about it, and a lot of her struggles with YouTube have been, she gets burnt out. She doesn't have a lot of help. So I don't know. I think if we can kind of normalize that it's cool for girls to like get editors, get a producer, get like other people in their videos to bring the energy up, then I think that we can create like a whole new culture on YouTube for girl creators. So the opportunity's out there, but we just got to do it. I'll do it. I'll lead it. And
So you found in the beginning kind of struggling to break through the thing. Like, how was your process as a girl trying to do this big task, which is one of the most difficult things I did in my life.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, it hasn't been, I wouldn't say it was like an unfair struggle for me, honestly. I think I actually found like a really specific niche when I got into YouTube. I decided to review just activewear because I noticed like there was a lot of fitness girls and there was a lot of fashion girls, but nobody was doing that. So I think that kind of gave me a leg up finding something that was like really niche and really specific. So there are definitely ways that you can do it. I don't want people to get like discouraged and think that the cards are stacked against them as a female creator. I mean, if anything, I think the platform is looking for more female creators. Like they're ready to push out your content if there's someone there to post it. But yeah.
How many years it took you to get to a point that you were making money with YouTube?
Oh, so I've been doing this 6 years, but for the first, I think it took me 6 months to make my first $100 on YouTube. So
in 6 months you were making money?
yeah. Yeah.
Okay, that's...
But I mean, how many videos was that? Like 30 videos that I had to like fully produce for absolutely free. Like it was a lot of work in the beginning, and then finally made my $100 at 6 months. And then I think probably year 2 is when it made that switch from being just like a hobby to, okay, this is like real income. I can probably quit my job. And then, yeah, the last like 2 years have been pretty successful.
And how, like, because you touch that girls don't have the opportunity and don't have it in their mind to scale and like get editors. Tell us, you girl, that you did these things. How was it and how was the process? Like, did you found struggle on the way? Like, you like, is your husband responsible because you are successful? Like,
oh my gosh,
I'm not saying.
No, that really is like a common thing that I struggle with. Is like even my own dad is like, oh, but you wouldn't be anywhere if it weren't for your husband, right? And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, I built this. No, he helps me a lot. He does like my bookkeeping, my accounting. He like helps me with my emails and stuff. But no, I like from the ground up built my channel, and I feel like I know where the bigger female creators struggle, because now I'm starting to get to that point where I'm like, I'm getting a little capped out. Like, I love YouTube, but I'm getting capped out to the point where if I don't hire an editor and like some sort of team, I know I probably realistically only have like another few months or a year left in me before I just like wreck myself trying to make this level of content.
What does your team looks like now?
Right now it's just me. And then I'm doing like all the content ideation.
So your husband, you like...
Yeah. I'm doing all the editing.
And you have 2 million subscribers. You are pulling so many.
Yeah. So it's possible. So anybody out there that is worried to be, 2 million subscribers, 2 people.
Wow. So you struggle as well with this
definitely
thing to find the editors and to make this like. But what do girls like? Also, this is not only on YouTube. This is CEOs as well. If you see the statistics, like 70%, I think what I remember, like of the Fortune 500 companies, they are CEOs or something.
Yeah.
So why is that? Like girls don't have the ability to do that? Feminine word. Like,
I think they have the ability. I think like. Honestly, this is just my opinion. I'm not like an economics specialist or anything by any means, but I just feel like society, the standard thing to do is for like women when they become of age, like get married and have kids. Like, so it's just kind of breaking out of that norm where women are definitely capable of being CEOs, but I think it's just been so normal to just like be a mom, raise a family, that kind of stuff that I don't know, we just kind of got stuck in those traditional roles. So we're finally starting to see more women step out, and we're starting to see more men like stay at home with the kids and that kind of thing. So I think it's headed in that direction for sure, but that's what I think is just.
So you think it's kind of their reality is not open. They are not open to. They don't see like like for example me. I started my channel because of Mr. Beast, because I had that idol that there. So they don't have this people to look up to. You think that's the problem?
I think that is, because I even feel that way a little bit. Like a lot of the channels that I have to look up to are guys, because like a lot of like big female creators kind of stepped off the platform. They quit. I feel like there really aren't a lot of people to reach up to. So yeah, I would say that is kind of a problem.
It's interesting. I hear I follow one girl, business woman, Sarah Blakely. If you know her.
Spanx. Yes, I love her.
So, like, do you have role models that they are?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, she's awesome. Or like Emma Grede. She's behind like Good American and Skims. Kim Kardashian. I know she's a little bit, people have mixed opinions on her, but I think she is brilliant when it comes to business, marketing, that whole family, honestly. So yeah, there's definitely some women in business that I look up to like that. Yeah. Or even people like, there are some like female YouTubers that went on to start extremely successful businesses, like clothing businesses, skincare, makeup. So they're definitely out there still, but not a lot making content for some reason.
So how did you learn doing all these things? It's all pure doing and reflecting to your mistakes. How was your process of learning?
Yeah,
all
exactly
these things?
that. Just kind of trial and error. I went to college for a little bit, but it was
What
just
did you
like,
study?
it was my generals. I thought that I was going to study biology, and then I thought I was going to study accounting, but yeah, YouTube was completely self-taught. I just watched YouTube videos about how to make YouTube videos, basically.
And so you basically like, because people don't understand, like especially girls, like it's good for you to tell, like exactly paint the picture. Like, are you doing consultation with people to learn? Like, how exactly do you learn? Like, are you reading the analytics graph?
I mean,
like,
to be honest, I didn't even know being a YouTuber was a thing until probably like 2015. And then I just started watching vlogs and I was like, this is really cool. Like, what a cool way for people to be able to tell stories and entertain. And so then I just had some spare time. I was going to school full time and working full time as a dental assistant. And yeah, I was just really inspired by these other vloggers, these YouTubers. So that was initially why I started. There's actually a girl that I went to college with, Whitney Simmons. She's like huge in the fitness space. So it was like, I didn't really know them in real life, but even just surrounding myself with those people virtually and watching those videos was super inspiring to me. And that's kind of where that initial attraction or motivation came from, I guess. But yeah.
How do you learn now at this point? You have 2 million subscribers.
Now I have hired a mentor, Daryl Eves. He has like YouTube videos and courses, the book, The YouTube Formula. So I have him as my mentor, and then coming to conferences like VidSummit conference and just listening to all of these super successful business owners and creators has been amazing. But I haven't started doing that until probably the last like 2 years. But I have noticed in those 2 years, I've had the most growth I've ever experienced. So there is definitely power in surrounding yourself with the right people. And if you can't get to them physically or you can't afford them yet, like there are ways, whether it's podcasts or conferences or virtual tickets to conferences, to get around those people, I think.
So how do you use the money that you make? And like, if I don't know if you are open with how much money you are making per month and all this stuff, but how do you use this money that you make now?
I mean, I don't usually talk about it, but it's going pretty well. Most of my money comes from AdSense, and it's like 6 figures a month on AdSense, so it's going pretty good. But I mean, obviously, a large chunk goes to taxes, some goes to savings, and then a lot of it gets reinvested back into the channel or into like the mentoring and the opportunities to come to conferences and collaborate with other YouTubers. So it's kind of the strategy for now, is like just put as much as possible back into the channel.
But it's kind of, I did this mistake a lot. Like a lot of times you put back in the channel in a lot of wrong ways.
Oh yeah, that's happened.
So I'm curious, how do you find the effective way to put back in the channel? I've
definitely made a lot of money mistakes in my YouTube career. Like when I first started reviewing
stuff. I love this. This is beautiful.
The mistakes are good. I'm like, maybe by telling people this, I can save somebody from doing the same thing. But I did reviews, clothing reviews. I didn't have money. Like I was a college student. I was a dental assistant, hardly making anything. So what I would do is I would buy everything on a credit card, and then I would return most of it after I was done reviewing it. And that went really well until I slowly like stopped returning stuff, and I just kept keeping it. And then the credit card amount piled up. And there was a time where I was like pretty in debt early on in my YouTube career. Highly don't recommend that.
I'm in this position.
Really? Yeah, it's easy to get caught up in that because you see all these big YouTubers and like that's what's trending right now, is to spend crazy amounts of money.
Well, you are speaking to my soul. Because we see Mr. Beast like spending all this money, and it's like he's doing that for 8 years. He knows how to, but there is so many mistakes that we.
But I feel like what you have to do is you have to like scroll back through Mr. Beast's channel and think like, okay, where was he at when he had 100,000 subscribers though? He wasn't giving away $500,000. He was giving away like one iPhone. Like, I think we forget that like we're trying to keep up with somebody that's been doing this for so long and that grinded their way to the point that they are. That I think that's the most important thing, is to start where you are. And I know it feels like you have to spend a lot of money, but you really don't. Like, you can entertain people with what you have. Just if you pick an interesting enough topic, you edit the video well, and you tell a good enough story, the video can do well without spending a lot of money. I wish I would have known that sooner, because
And you have videos with no money that did more than.
that's the thing. Yeah, like I have some videos that cost $15,000 that did great, but I have some videos that cost $200 that did just as well. So it's not about the money. It's really not.
Sniper Wolf is doing a really good
She's
job.
crushing it, I will say.
On
yeah.
YouTube.
Yeah.
She's putting like every month for like the past
Hundreds of
2-3
millions
years,
of views, I know.
300 million views.
I don't
and
know how
more.
she does it. Just the same type of video, I think almost every single day, right? That's impressive. Yeah. She's doing
Sometimes
great.
she gets more views than Mr. Beast in a lot of
Yes.
months. And she's just sitting there and reacting to this stuff.
I know.
And
It's a good
she has
formula.
like 30 and more million views. So like,
But once
that-
again, like, she didn't just go from 0 to making those videos every day. Like, she had like her niche. She did gaming. So you kind of have to like, I like to do that at least, like scroll all the way back to where people started and kind of like track their journey. Like, what did their first year look like? And I feel like that tells a way better story rather than focusing on what they did this week and trying to copy it. Yeah.
So what do you feel about watching Sniper Wolf with 30 million subscribers?
It's amazing. Like, I have all the respect for her. It's absolutely brilliant. I don't know if she like takes the time to curate that content or somebody does for her, but either way, it's impressive. I get sucked into those videos sometimes.
She has to have a big team around her.
You would think so, but I've heard her make comments that she does her own thumbnails and her editing. So I think she does a lot of it, which is. Yeah. I don't think she has a big team. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think most girls don't have teams. I don't know why, but they just like to do it all on their own. And I guess she is proof that you can do it. But
So can we touch again, because I'm not sure if we figured it out exactly why girls don't like to hire people. Like what is that barrier? Because for me it's like so easy. It's like, oh yeah, I don't want to do anything, I'll hire an editor.
You know, I think that this is just my opinion, but a lot of guys on YouTube gain an audience because they're such a spectacle, but a lot of girls gain an audience because they're relatable. So they go all these years just being like a relatable, like normal girl in their bedroom. And I think it's really hard to make that jump from being a relatable girl in your bedroom to like, oh, all of a sudden I'm this super successful boss babe with a team. You're afraid that you're going to lose that connection with your followers, because that has happened. I've seen some YouTubers where they get disconnected. Like, people get mad because they're like, oh, you used to be like so nice and humble and now your ego's so big. So I don't know if that is what scares a lot of girl creators, is they have such a good connection with their audience that they think if they hire a team and like scale up the production that they're going to lose that. I could see that being part of it for sure.
Interesting. I am curious to. I'm one of the reasons that I really wanted to do this podcast is because you are one of the girls that doesn't show her boobs, doesn't doesn't do anything to just like get the easy views and all this stuff. And a lot of girls, I think, at this time, because they are drawn to that thing because of the easy views. And I was curious to hear like your thoughts on the topic, your thoughts on like how you avoided to become ultra successful and make like, how do you say, all this money and all this stuff without even like, and that's the main reason that I really wanted to talk with you about this topic, because I really respect the way that you did it and everything about it.
Yeah, so. I honestly, I don't know what I did. I don't know if I just got lucky, but it's crazy that I started out doing try-on hauls, because try-on hauls usually end up on the wrong side of the internet. Like, I was trying on leggings and sports bras and bikinis, but You know what I think it was? Sometimes men would stumble upon my videos and they would say, "You talk too much." And then they would leave the video. And I was like, that's fine. The video wasn't for you in the first place. So I think that's all it is like I just talked a lot and I told a story even when I was just trying stuff on to the point that like, I don't know, the guys that were there because they thought they were getting a sexy try on haul didn't like it. But yeah, even from the beginning, I was able to maintain like basically an 85-90% female audience, which I love. It's awesome. It's such a great community. But yeah.
So, but why do you think this is happening in this way? I'm not judging and saying that's negative, but
No,
there is
yeah.
one phenomenon.
Get
that
your
we-
coin. Like all the girls on OnlyFans, I'm like, that's respect.
Yeah. And I'm like not judgmental at all, but I'm curious to see why that happened, because that's a huge emerging thing. Like
Yeah.
you see like girls on TikTok semi-naked and like say, "Oh, that's my OnlyFans there," or like, oh, but I don't know. There is a lot more.
I mean,
things.
clearly some girls do it on purpose. That's totally fine. If they're going after that male audience and they just want to make some money, do their thing, that's totally fine. But I think it helped me going into it is I knew exactly who I was making videos for. I always did. Like I would sit there and I would have the camera right here and I would picture the type of girl that I was making the videos for. And it was usually like kind of a younger version of myself. And I wanted her to feel like she was just hanging out in my bedroom with me, like hanging out in her best friend's bedroom or her older sister's bedroom while we like tried on clothes that we just bought at the mall. Like I always made my videos feel more like that rather than focused about my body or how the clothes look or like weird close-up edits, you know what I mean? So it was just all about the presentation, I guess, and like the dialogue and how I presented the try on, I guess.
But it was going to be a lot easier way if you like put some thumbnails with your sexy clothes.
Oh, absolutely. It was very frustrating to me,
You
actually,
were-
when
you-
I'd see
it
other
was going
girls'
to be,
videos
like,
blow up.
a
I'm like,
lot
I
more
could just do that.
click-through rate, but
Definitely, yeah.
No, that's a serious thing, because I
Yeah.
think that's where it comes the problem, not the problem. This phenomenon is emerging because you can do the thing, you can do the same video. I see so many thumbnails on homepage, just girls on the background like naked and like tear.
What videos are you watching to get that
No,
suggested?
on the homepage, not on incognito mode. I find them. So when I search for ideas, and there is no, not search. I'm just scrolling on incognito mode. Anyways, so I find like they're turned their back and like they're just naked and
Yeah.
like there's like they're just doing something that is like
It gets
20,
clicks,
30 million views. So it's like
Absolutely.
they get clicks. So I'm like,
Yeah.
you're faced with one decision there.
No,
So how
yeah.
tough was it, especially in the beginning?
It really wasn't for me. Like that connection with my audience was just always more important. And I knew it was like the long game, the hard game to play by not going that route, but it's just paid off. Like now I genuinely feel like my channel is just a community of all my best friends and we just hang out, and that is so worth it. Like if I had to go back and do it all over again, I would do the exact same thing because I'm just so grateful for the community that I have, honestly.
So you were preparing mentally for the long term.
Yeah,
So you were
exactly.
thinking
Yep.
about not the easy thing to
I was
do
like,
now. You were
like
thinking-
money will come if I knew if I did a good enough job building my personal brand and these friendships, this community, that money would come later. But yeah, so that initial cash grab by being sexy was just not really appealing to me, I guess. But I see how it can be.
how did, and it's not wrong if it's appealing to you, I mean,
Yeah.
we're just but how did you find your like toughening your mindset, because you have a great mindset and like you have a lot of confidence? I guess it was always like that, like touch a bit on building this character and strong
Yeah, I
personality
think so.
you have.
It helps that I started YouTube when I was a little bit older. I think I was like 23, I think, when I started. And I always think like if I would have started when I was like 18, I have no idea what I'd be doing because the confidence definitely didn't come from me until a little bit later. So I think starting a little bit later and then just the slow growth. Like I still feel like I haven't had a viral video. Like it's just been really steady growth. And it's forced me to like have really thick skin through the hard times and through the mean comments, and I don't know. Yeah, I kind of like that I started late and grew kind of slow. It was very character building, confident building, I guess, after a while.
your family situation helped, the university helped that you dropped out? Was like any particular event in your life that happened?
Yeah, I feel
you-
like my parents were awesome. They raised me well to know that I could do anything I wanted to do. They were so supportive. Like, I think they wanted me to go to college, but they always had the attitude of like, whatever you do, you're gonna do great at it. So that was awesome to have them there. And I know that like a lot of people don't have supportive family like that. So that's always what I try to do in my videos is like, I want everybody watching to also feel like whatever they choose to do, they're gonna be great at it is kind of just the message I want to send, because that definitely helped me a lot growing up. University, no, my college professors didn't believe in me at all. College was not for me, but
Okay, interesting. Why college was not for you?
I don't know. I just remember specifically I loved art, and I feel like I was pretty good at it. Like, I was the one in the class that like all the other students would come up to me and they'd be like, everybody look at Hope's painting, it's so good. And then I remember on the final for my art project that I worked so hard on, my professor gave me a D on it. And I went in there and I was so mad. I was like, give me a good reason that I got this grade. And he was like, and he just changed it right then and there to an A because he couldn't tell me. It was just such a weird experience though that I was like, I don't think I like this. I don't want you to tell me. Yeah, college was strange for me, but
So you talked about impact with your videos. It's one topic that I'm deeply interested because we have these views, people watching, like millions of people watching, and I'm curious how do we convert that into how can we maximize the chances that the future will be good and
Yeah.
like all this stuff. I'm curious to hear your thoughts on like what's your purpose with your videos, like what's your goal and how you think as creators we should go about having impact with our videos.
yeah, I think just telling stories that are meaningful is really important, and just I feel like some of the things that we see as weaknesses in ourselves, people can really relate to. So sharing like the struggles, I feel like there's just this idea that you have to be your perfect self and your best self on camera all the time. But I think showing your struggles and your insecurities is really helpful to a lot of people. And then as I grow on YouTube, I have been obviously very blessed as far as like the money I make and stuff, and it's been really cool to be able to give back to my community with that. Like, I love giving stuff away. I did a video where I bought wedding dresses for some of my subscribers, and that was the coolest video. Like, after that video, I was like, I could like die now and I would be so content, because that literally made those 3 girls' life, because they wouldn't have been able to afford a wedding dress otherwise. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I just feel like the more creators can do stuff like that, like use your platform for good. There's a lot of cool TikTokers that are like, they'll use their community to raise money, and then they'll go like give a server or a homeless person or something all that money that they raise. So like, you don't have to have money to be able to go do cool things and help people. But social media has given a lot of good people good platforms to go do stuff like that. So it's been awesome.
That's not good enough for me answer. Let's get deeper in the topic,
Okay.
because this is like at the same time that you were giving the dress, you can be helping a person in Africa not dying.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
there is a lot of things, like for example Mr. Beast, that he's feeding people in the United States. He can be feeding people in these poor countries that they don't have water, like
Yeah.
he did well and stuff, and do a lot more of that things. And like, it's like effective altruism is like a big thing. Like, I'm not but there is a lot of ways to do it. I'm not saying that you should be doing videos in Africa, but I'm saying that I'm asking, maybe your way of doing the impact, just being the first girl that can figure the YouTube out, so you can have other girls
Exactly.
can have
Yeah.
role models like you. But I was curious to hear more your thoughts on the topic after what I said.
Yeah,
No.
I think that's a really good one. It's just, I love being an example that you can be successful on YouTube. You can, even if you're a girl, even if you're starting from zero, you don't have the resources or like another creator, I guess, to boost you. You can go from nothing to something. I think that's a fun way to use my platform. Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's good enough. But I'm very deeply interested in this topic, and I'm trying to find the best way to use these views so maximize the good out of the thing. And
Yeah.
you said like the experience of the wedding dress was one of the most fulfilling experience for the 3 years. So
Yeah.
maybe we shouldn't go and like change the world. Maybe you should go and change the life of 3-4 people. I don't know.
I totally agree. Yeah, that's how I feel. But yeah, it's so cool what Mr. Beast is doing. And I would love to get to that point too, where I can like go do something and help a whole community. But I think it's back to like the start where you are thing. I remember when I had like a couple thousand subscribers and I was giving stuff away to people because it made me so happy that I was like, this person it's just, yeah, I love just even if I can help one person, it is very fulfilling to me. But
interesting. How the business world, like for example, now you're doing what stuff you're doing on the business side of it? You're doing merch, you're doing all this stuff. Because I'm saying this because, for example, I'm a YouTuber with almost 1 million subscribers, and I sold merch and I only sold 20 t-shirts.
Really?
So, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But I figured out how to get views, but not how to connect with people and like to do stuff. So I was curious to hear kind of your thoughts on the topic and like did you figure out this part? And if you are,
I mean, honestly, my main source of income is definitely AdSense. I would say probably like 70% of my income is probably AdSense, and then most of the rest is brand deals. So I'm with you. I haven't sold a lot of merch. I think I'm gonna try, and we'll see how it goes. But it used to be affiliate. That's true. Yeah. When I was just doing reviews, I made a little bit on YouTube, but a lot of it was affiliate. So yeah,
so
if someone
affiliate links, you mean you were doing like explain me what?
Yeah, so like there were like all these different brands that would send me clothes, and they wouldn't pay me for the YouTube video, but I'd like review all this stuff, and then I'd say, if you enjoyed the review, if it was helpful and you decide to buy any of this stuff, you can use my code and you'll get 10% off, I'll get 10%. And so I actually made a lot of my income that way. So especially for someone just starting out, that's an awesome way to kind of supplement income while you're creating, like especially becoming like an Amazon influencer. Like pretty much anyone can sign up for that, and that's an awesome way to do it. So
Amazon, can you elaborate more on the Amazon influencer?
Yeah, Amazon's the best. So like you can put your Amazon link in your bio, and you can actually make like an Amazon store as an influencer and make different lists, like my favorite clothing items, household items, snacks, whatever. But the cool thing about Amazon is if they click through your link and buy something from you, everything else that they add to their cart, you also get a cut of. Like it is an awesome program, and I think that's a really cool thing for anybody.
And
that's
you were
starting
using
out.
that in the beginning?
Yeah, in the beginning and even now, and that was just always like a cool little extra income that didn't cost anything to start up really, because I mean everybody like has something that's available on Amazon that you can recommend to people that you love, and it's a super easy way to kind of get some.
So you are still
money.
figuring out the business side of YouTube.
I am, yeah. I think a lot of creators get really excited about products and all that, but I'm definitely more focused on building my personal brand, that community, that foundation first, because I just feel like money opportunities are always going to come. Like we're still young, we've got decades of time to make money, but I feel like as creators we have a little bit of a window to like create and build a personal brand. So I just rather focus on that for now, and I know when that like product or that licensing deal or whatever is right, or partnering with somebody on something, I know it'll come. But yeah, for now, I'm just AdSense, brand deals, affiliate, all that good stuff. But
okay, so a lot of people like you. What is your advice to young creators, girls out there, and to boys as well? What is your advice to them? Maybe start on TikTok, maybe start on YouTube Shorts, maybe
I would start YouTube Shorts after that announcement about how YouTube's gonna start their new ad revenue. 100% YouTube Shorts. YouTube Shorts, but also like try to mix in some other media, like some long form videos, some shorts, some shorter long form videos. But if you can just kind of hit everything on YouTube, I feel like the algorithm is gonna love that for the next year or so. But shorts are so early still that there's a lot of opportunity there. And I hope to see some of the TikTok girls come over to YouTube Shorts and then eventually start making some long form content. And I think the community can rebuild.
Okay.
We will rebuild.
So you what's the difference for you in short form and long form content? And like, do you think like long form should be everyone's end goal? Like, what your thoughts on the topic?
Not necessarily. Like there are some people that short form is just their bread and butter, and they've been able to like touch so many people and connect with so many people in a short form way. But yeah, I personally like long form, but I think there's a benefit to both. But just longevity career wise, I do think long form is a good way to go. I mean, it's just hard to connect with people in 30 seconds. Like, there's so many YouTubers, I'm sure you're the same way, where you're like, oh yeah, that one guy that like dances in the aisles at the grocery store, but you don't know his name. Like, you would recognize his face in his videos, but you think of the YouTubers you're subscribed to, and you know their first name, their last name, who they're married to, their dog, where they live. Like, it's just so much easier to connect with people in those long form videos. But there's value in both.
But you don't do short form.
I post on TikTok, just kind of like fun, silly. Like, I don't make any money on TikTok. It's literally just for fun. And then I do have a shorts channel for YouTube, where I've been kind of experimenting with shorts, which has been good, because I feel like once they kind of like get the system figured out for both shorts and long form to live on the same platform together, once that like new rev share thing is happening, I'm getting some experience on that second channel so I can know what to post on the main channel. But I've been like slowly and hesitantly starting to do shorts, but mainly.
Interesting. And as you said,
You haven't done any shorts, have you?
Not yet.
Yeah.
But I was thinking what you said, and you are right. For example, like Charlie D'Amelio beat like 25 million, more than 40 million followers on Instagram through her TikTok. She's only doing TikTok. When she uploads a YouTube video, like gets 300,000 views, which is like very low.
And she's even an outlier, where she has over 100 million followers on TikTok. Like, if you can get to that level, you've definitely made it in a sense. But yeah, this is definitely, we've all seen the struggle of TikTokers that try to move over. But I think shorts is going to bridge that gap and give those short form and even like Instagram creators a way to move over to YouTube if they want to, because I just love YouTube. I feel like it's the best for building a community, the best for like creating a business and a brand. I like YouTube.
What do you think the future of YouTube is, and the future of the creator economy is?
A lot of shorts. They're really pushing shorts. But, and I was afraid for a little bit that shorts were going to overtake long form. I don't think that's going to happen though. I think that they are going to live together. If anything, I think we're going to see longer form content becoming more popular, like podcasts on YouTube and hour-long videos, 2-hour-long videos. I think there's going to be a huge mix of music, audio, long form, short form, all living together on the YouTube platform. I think it's going to be great.
So you really bet on YouTube.
Yeah. I really do.
Your actions seem
like, I mean, the other platforms are great, but I just love YouTube. Instagram's great for shopping. TikTok's a good time. Like, TikTok, there is a culture of TikTok that I don't think we're going to be able to replicate anywhere. Like, there's just so many memes and inside jokes and trends on TikTok that I don't think that's going anywhere anytime soon.
So you seem that you figured everything out. You do everything correct. Can you tell me a bit about the dark side, when you are alone and seeing whatever video flops or whatever, all the struggle, the dark side of being a successful YouTuber?
Oh, I don't have everything figured out. Remember how I was like, the solution is a team, and meanwhile I don't have a team. Obviously still figuring it out, but oh my gosh, yeah, that metric, the 10 out of 10 metric. But I recently learned that even Mr. Beast has 10 out of 10 videos sometimes.
Yeah.
So it's good to know that we're not alone in that. But man, it's rough. It's so rough. It like ruins your whole week. But I think it's important to kind of separate your life. Like, have some people, some things, some hobbies outside of YouTube so you don't get too wrapped up in it. Because I know I can for sure. I can let it ruin my whole week if a video doesn't do well. But yeah.
Well, because it's tough. There is a lot of people. Everyone like a lot of relationships are happening, and they're kind of very transactional.
Yeah.
There is a lot of things that I don't like about being whatever.
Oh, for sure.
A good YouTuber.
Or especially as a girl, comments can be rough. I'm sure as a guy, comments can be rough, but like, being a female, like, we just get so picked apart. Mostly about our looks, like, just ripped apart by both men and especially other women. Like, that's what blows my mind, is like these older women that think it's okay to just bully other girls. So that really affected me early on in my YouTube career. Because I would be at work and I would like run to the break room and check to see if I had any comments on my YouTube video, and if it was a bad one, it would literally ruin my week. Like, that comment would consume me. So that was definitely a struggle in the beginning that I had to get over. And I think the easiest way for me to do it was there's a few different people. There's people that like take all their comments really seriously. So if somebody tells them your voice is annoying, a mean comment, they take it to heart and they take it really personal. And also if someone tells them you're the most amazing person I've ever met, they take that to heart. And then I feel like there's also people that ignore the bad ones and only listen to the good ones, and then they get a big ego. And then there's people that ignore the good ones, only listen to the bad ones, and they just dive into a deep hole. But honestly, I've found it to be very healthy to just not put a lot of weight on any comments. Like when people tell me you're the most beautiful girl I've ever seen, I'm like, no, I'm not. Like, that's nice, but no, I'm not. But then on the flip side, when people are like, you're hideous, I'm like, I'm not. Like, that's your opinion, I guess, but I'm not. I mean, when people come up to me in person or like take the time to send me a DM, I do take those to heart. Like, that's always really awesome when people take the time to like really put a heartfelt message in. But when I learned to kind of not put my self-worth into the comment section, that helped a lot. That helped get me out of a dark place.
So it's better not to see the comment section?
I mean, I read them, but you just have to take them with a grain of salt. Like, I almost look at it like, to me to people, I'm like almost a TV show character. Like, they don't know me, so it's hard for you can't look at a YouTube comment and take it to heart because they're literally seeing 10 minutes out of your entire week and making a judgment on that. So I still read them because there's a lot to learn. Like, I'm always open to constructive criticism. I'm open to hearing what people loved about the video, but as far as like personal comments about myself, like, you just can't take it too seriously.
What's the toughest thing about being a YouTuber?
The toughest thing about being a YouTuber,
I get YouTuber because you don't know how is it to be a boy YouTuber.
I don't know. There's so much good. The good has far outweighed the bad for me, but there's not a lot of stability, that's for sure. Like, it could go away at any moment. I think that's the scary part, is when you've worked so hard for something, to think that, like, what if I get hacked, or what if YouTube just goes away? I guess that would be the hardest part, or the scariest part, is it's not stable. Like, all the people that went to college, got a degree, got a nice comfy job, like, they have a lot of benefits that content creators don't. But I mean, overall, it's such a great job. Do you think it's a great job?
Yeah, it's the best job. But there is a lot of like, everything's like a lot of people don't understand. They think that everything is beautiful, but
yeah,
there is, like always, there's two sides of the coin.
Yeah, and it's work. Like, I spend 4 days just editing. I work like 6 days a week, almost 12 hours every day. Like, it's a lot more work than people would think, for sure. And you never clock out. Like, there are times that I'm like, I kind of miss being a dental assistant, where I could come home at 5 and just not even think about work, and I could just watch a show, hang out with my friends, whatever. It's hard to do that as a content creator because there's always something you can be doing. I don't know if you feel that way, but there's always...
especially when I was doing TikTok, because I was in the beginning, I was doing TikTok. At any point, I could be doing something. I can make instantly, and that kind of was very stressful for me. Like, every day to make 3 TikToks. So that was. But now with YouTube, that there is a way a bit too laid back when you finish the
more
video.
Of a schedule.
Yeah, but
that's
also
good.
I have like editors and stuff, and it's a lot more easier for me to just do the video and
that's
relax
good.
after the video. But when you finish the video, then your work starts.
Yeah, I know, exactly. You're on to the next one immediately.
So tell me what you think about how your daily, because you said 12 hours, 6 days a week.
Yeah.
You edit, you work on the video. How your daily life looks like, and how has this affected your marriage? You are married?
Yes, we're married, but we work together. So luckily we get to spend a lot of time together, which is good. But we are both, we work really, really hard. But I think YouTube is changing in a positive way with the addition of shorts. I think if you're able to like come up with a good shorts and long form content strategy, that can kind of take some of that pressure off. And then I think a lot of creators, I'm sure you've heard people talk about this, but they're going to move into more like a strategy for upload where they take some time off, like the slow months of the year, whatever, they just take those months off. So they like grind, film, upload, but then they have some downtime as well. Or maybe they have like a couple months where they're filming, creating, and editing, and they have a time where they upload. Like, I think that we're going to see some changes there where you don't have to upload every single week.
Yeah, it's difficult because we're just figuring out like how is it to have a balance, because in jobs and stuff you probably know this stuff, but now when it's a creator, this is a new industry and we're just all figuring it out.
And it's an
so.
industry where in the past, if you stop uploading, you become irrelevant very quickly. But I think that's starting to change in a good way. But we'll see.
Yeah. How often do you upload a
I
video?
try to upload every week, but I have had a couple months where I've only uploaded 2 videos a month. And honestly, those have been some of my best months this year. So that's why I'm saying I think if you have a good content strategy and like a good library of videos to go back and watch, I think the algorithm is working in a way now that you don't have to upload every single week, or you just fall into a dark hole of irrelevantness.
I'm curious to hear, that's a question that I ask most of the guests, what they think about my videos.
I love your videos. You have such good energy. My husband Tyler and I have talked about this. You're so much fun to watch. You're just so charismatic, great energy.
No, don't tell me all this good thing.
Oh, you want us to like pick your videos apart?
Maybe if...
Oh my gosh, I would love to. That would be fun.
I'm down.
Oh, loved your video where you shook the hands of all the influencers. You're doing a hugging celebrities.
Yes,
I hear.
and let's do the hug now.
Let's do it.
I'm like hug 95 now, so you're going to be 96.
Wait, you only have 4
another
more?
Yeah, enough. Yeah,
Tell
and
Elon.
then is Elon Musk. But
That's like next
guys,
week.
I'm going to put it in order, so she will be probably a lot earlier in the video. So. For people like I'm a stupid. Forget what I said, guys. This is just in my brain. I thought I should explain what we're doing. But yes, I'm doing a video hugging 100 celebrities, and we're going to do the hug live now on podcast. So let's do it. But we have to keep it low. So we're in the frame. Okay. Now we continue. Now we just hug for people. So yeah,
I can't wait to see that. I can't wait if you hug 96 people. I can't wait to say who it is or see who it is.
Yeah, it's difficult because it took me a year to find all these people, and you have to go to conventions that they are, and like even here, like there is so many people, and I only got 23, so you have to go to 4 of those, and there's not every time 4 of those, and like you have to approach them in the right way. So yeah, it's definitely difficult, but I'm sure this video will get more than 20 million views.
I think it's gonna do great.
so
I'm excited to see
it's
it.
worth it. So yeah, give me feedback about my videos. What you think? Also, I don't know. I recently got in a lot of stuff. I'm curious to hear about got to some hate about the Africa video. I don't know if you saw that I did. Anyway, you don't need to know about that. So
I'll go check it out.
so yeah, tell me what you think about my videos. You don't need to spend a lot of time on it, but I'm curious always to.
I mean, I think you have a good
person.
thing going with whatever this series is, because I think a lot of people. This isn't constructive, sorry, but I think a lot of people look up to you because they're not brave enough to go up to 100 celebrities or YouTubers or influencers, but they wish they could. So I think that's why they enjoy the videos, is because they're kind of living vicariously through you. So I think if you can find more moments and opportunities like that to kind of let the people that are a little more shy, introvert, like even me, I don't think I could go up and hug 23 people at the conference we were just at. Like, that's scary. So I think that boldness people really, really admire.
Come on, you gave a speech in front of thousands of people.
That is not the
today.
same as going up to a person.
How that was today that you gave a speech in front of thousands? That was your first speech?
My second, but that was by far the most people I've ever spoken in front of.
So how was that?
I mean,
scary?
YouTube helps a lot, but it is funny that, like, I don't know about you, but like, we can make a video and hundreds of thousands of people online see it, but for some reason it's so much scarier to talk in person to 1,000 people, even though it's so much less, but it's just the eyeballs and the faces that make it so much more intimidating. But I actually really enjoy it. It was amazing energy at this conference, especially like because people are just there to learn. Like, that's really all it is. So that's what I was focused on, is I just want somebody to get something out of this. So it kind of didn't leave a lot of room for me to be too nervous, because I want to help people.
You touched a bit on the beginning that girls were trying were coming to you and they were giving a lot of feedback to you, and like So can you touch a bit on that? How that felt? Like
Yeah,
that,
I mean,
you see that probably there is there is a need of people there to fulfill, and that's why probably it was that special in a way.
Yeah, I mean, at any I haven't been to, have you been to like VidCon? You have. You've been to VidCon. You've been to all the conventions, haven't you? But I would imagine it's similar to this, where the guy to girl ratio is very extreme. Like, I would say 10 or 15% are girls. Like, it's very extreme. So I think it meant a lot to them. And usually the panels are the same. The speakers, the guests that they have is also very male dominated. So I think it was really exciting for them to see a girl like sandwiched up there with really big guy creators, and that meant a lot to them because they felt like that could be them someday. And I hope it is. I hope to see more girls at events like this and speaking. And
yeah, and it's very good for the people that they organize the event, because they put you second to speak. So
I know, it's
so
crazy.
that prioritizing these
Yeah.
things like this.
Yeah.
But also there is like for the people that there is not enough girls to invite here. So,
I know. So all of you watching, if you're a girl doing YouTube,
yeah, this is what the
Next year.
what the title is about, is for us to discuss this topic. I wanted
Yeah.
to really understand from your perspective what is tough about this industry, what is the problems of this industry as a girl perspective, and how we can improve in the future to get to
Yeah.
50%
I
ratio.
know, I'm still trying to figure it
ultimately.
out. This is what we need to be doing. Exactly what you're doing here is just talking to people, though, because last year or so I've been able to talk to some female creators, and the more opinions we can get, the closer we are to finding an answer. So
Yeah.
we're getting there.
Thank you so much for doing
Yeah.
this. We love your people.
Thanks for having me.
Bye bye.